Let's look at Form 3, that is end of Term 2 examination. This one will help you to revise on Form 3, Form 2, and Form 1 work. So the first question here, for each of the following file organizations methods, state an appropriate storage media. Now, this topic is called data processing and subtopic file organization methods. So we usually have the serial and random and others, but for this question, we need to have examples of serial file organization methods, whereby we are supposed to have magnetic tape. On random access or in random file organization methods, we have hard disks, we have optical disks, flash disk, and memory cards. Then we have question number 2. State 3 criteria of choosing an operating system. When you are choosing an operating system, this is Form 1, the last topic, operating systems. What are the considerations? What are the criteria? So basically, we consider the cost of the operating system. You must compare the cost of different operating systems. Hardware specifications. Here is where you check for the processor speed, memory capacity, storage capacity, such, and also the type of the computer. Then you have the security. When choosing an operating system, you must consider the security it offers. Like now we can talk about, we have data encryption, we have log files, we have passwords, etc. Then application intended. For instance, if you are running a command line programs, then you can choose MS-DOS, even if it is old, or other operating systems like Linux. But when you are working on GUI, graphical user interface, you can choose Windows. That is application intended for. Then availability of documentation. When you talk about documentation, these are the manuals. They are popularly known as manuals. They are guides that helps you to operate a program. Then user friendliness. You must choose. For example, when you compare the graphical user interface and command line interface, you'll notice that GUI, graphical user interfaces, are user friendly. They are easier to use compared with the command line, where you have to cram, you have to memorize the codes. Then you have application program to be installed. Then we have suggest how technological advancement in ICT can be used to make the computer more user-friendly for persons that are, number 1, bright, without hands. So when you talk about the bright, we use design braille keyboards to allow them issue instructions using braille. Then we have people without hands. This one, you can come up with an operating system or get an operating system or a program that accepts voice input or speech. Then describe how each of the following would affect the suitability of a room for use as a computer lab. For that case, we have burglar-proof doors, availability of taps and sinks. So when you talk about burglar, this means theft. Burglar-proof doors enhances security of computers, programs, and data by preventing entry of users without malicious intentions. So here we can talk about trespass. Trespass is whereby you enter a place that is restricted. Then we have availability of taps. Taps and sinks are not ideal in a computer lab since water may damage the sensitive parts of a computer. So when you talk about water will cause short circuits, which may bring fire, and also water may result to rusting of metallic parts of the computer. So it is not ideal to have sinks in computer lab. Question number 5. Give 3 methods that are used to transform an object in DTP. When you talk about transformation, you can talk about whether the object has been rotated, flipped, has been resized or cropped. So basically we have cropping. This is cutting unwanted parts. We have resizing. This is decreasing or increasing the size. We have rotation. This is change of the degrees in which the object is incremented. Question number 6. A computer student from Beta High School typed Smith instead of Smith. We have 3455 instead of 3456. Identify the type of errors. Now, in the first error, it is called transposition. You have exchanged the position of letters. The other one is misreading. You read 5 instead of 6 or 6 instead of 5. That is misreading. You have not read the letters in the right way. Explain how error can be controlled. That is the errors above. Number 1 is using methods that can capture data directly from the source. We have methods like digital camera or scanning. This one eradicates the need of revising your work. Enforce data validation. This is where only data that meet a certain criteria is allowed as input. Then data verification. Now this is going through the work that you have already accepted to see whether there is some errors. Typing in Microsoft Word is easier and efficient. Give 3 features that make this possible. Automatically we have autocomplete and autocorrect. Now autocomplete is whereby when you write something like to who, the computer completes for you to whom it may concern. When you write yours, computer completes yours sincerely, yours lovely, yours faithfully. Then we have autocorrect. When you write the word like professor, people misspell professor by writing double F. Computer, upon touching or tapping the spacebar, it corrects you. The word professor, it removes double F and puts single F. The word management, the word receive, the word receipt, those ones are the words that people misspell. The computer will automatically correct for you upon tapping the spacebar. Then we have word wrap. This is whereby when you reach the end of the sentence, the computer automatically throws the text to the start of the new sentence. Alternatively, it depends with the package you are using. Like in Excel, word wrap means arranging. Like for example, when you write something like a product name, the word product stays in the first sentence, name comes to the second sentence. Then we have describe 3 reasons why primary storage is not used for secondary storage. What is the examiner asking? When I talk about primary storage, look at something like the read-only memory. When you talk about secondary storage, look at something like the hard disk, the flash disk, the DVD. Why primary storage is not used for secondary storage? So primary storage is volatile, hence data keeps on getting lost. Volatile means that this depends on power, and when power goes off, the content goes off also. Primary storage devices have a lower storage to be used as secondary storage. So here we are talking about the storage capacity. They have low. Like for example, when you talk about hard disk, you may get a hard disk of 1 TB, but you may never get read-only memory of 1 TB. Primary storage is more expensive, yeah. So you tend to buy flash disk, which is cheap and has higher storage. List 2 arithmetic operations that can be performed on a law of numeric in a word processing table. Remember, you can perform calculations in Microsoft Word. So you can perform multiplication, you can perform average or mean, you can also perform addition, among others like count and standard deviation. One of the tasks of an OS or operating system is to allow communication between the computer and the user. Give 3 platforms created by the OS to allow users to communicate with the computer. Now this one, we are asking the interaction between the OS or the OS and the user. Remember, the OS is installed in the computer. So here we have command line. You can have menu-driven interface. Remember, we have command line interface, menu-driven interface, GUI, graphical user interface, and voice recognition. Then describe the following terms as used in data security. This is a data security topic and control in Form 2. So threat, what is a threat? A threat is a potential danger to an information system or a computer system. A potential danger. It's a threat. It has not hit, but it may hit given a chance. Then we have vulnerability. Vulnerability is a point of weakness. Like, for example, you may say I'm vulnerable to common cold if I don't wear strong or warm sweaters or coats. So vulnerability is a point of weakness. It is weakness in a system which may be exploited to cause harm on it. Then we have give 3 ways you can wrap text on an object in DTP. So we usually have square, usually have tight, usually have through, top and bottom. These are examples of text wrap or wrap text, as you may call it, in desktop publishing or the DTP. This is Form 2 topic. Name 3 change case options supported by MS Publisher. Now we are not using Microsoft Word. So we have normal, that is a normal sentence, begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. We have small caps. These are small capital letters, and all caps. Now all caps make everything like a paragraph or a sentence to be uppercase or capital letters. Describe 2 reasons which make laptops suitable for personal computing. Why do you think people may use laptops rather than desktops? They are portable, they are easy to carry, they have inbuilt batteries, they are rechargeable. In other words, you may charge it and go using it where there is no electricity. Have key peripheral devices integrated together, thus easy to handle. You get that a laptop has keyboard, the touchpad or its mouse, screen together, rather than now carrying a desktop, which you have to carry separate parts. Have advanced power management capabilities. You can set it to night, that is eye care. You can set it to battery safe mode, etc. State 3 damages that a computer virus may cause to a computer. Now, first of all, you need to know what is a computer virus. A computer virus is a program that attaches itself, multiplies, and destroys the files without your intention. So we have destroy boot files causing boot failure. When you talk about booting is starting up of a computer, the virus may eat up the files and make your computer unbootable. Deleting files from computer causing data loss. Yeah, that is self-explanatory. Yeah, the virus goes away with the files or make files lost. Making file inaccessible, disrupting the normal operation of a computer. Also, it increases the files. You get that yesterday your file was 200 MB. By waking up the following day, your file is 1 GB. That one is taking up your memory or your storage capacity. That means in 1 month, your machine will be filled up. Describe 3 language processors used in programming. Rather, translators. Somebody else may use translators. Then we have assembly, assemblers. This one is about assembly language. We have interpreters and compiler. So assemblers convert assembly language source code to object code. When you talk about source code, these are the programs that are in human readable or the codes typed in the code editor window. Then when they are translated to machine language, we call them object code or object program. Interpreters convert high-level programming source code to object code line by line. Here, we are talking about high-level language. These are languages that are close to human, like English-like or French-like or German-like. That means somebody who knows German, French, or English can understand. Compiler is a translator or a language processor that converts the entire high-level programming language source code to object code. Remember, object code, we are talking about machine-readable format. So here the examiner will mark the keywords, these keywords here. These keywords here, we are talking about the source code, assembly language, high-level language, the keywords. Identify the programming languages represented by the source code shown below. Number 1, we have HTML. Number 2, that is looks like Pascal. Number 3, we can also check here. So we have web scripting, number 1. The next one we have third language or procedural or structured programming. Then we have assembly language. Assembly language was written using mnemonics, that is symbols. Now you're supposed to draw a flowchart which can be used to design a program to work out the cost of converting the windows of a house with curtains, given that number of windows are 6. The area of window is in square meters, S or W. The cost of material per square meter is COM is 400. The length of window is L and the breadth B in meters. So the program should, this is the activity to do, calculate the area in square meters required for each window and the cost per window. Calculate the total cost for 6 windows. Print the total cost of the material required. You have your 9 marks. So this is question 16. So this is the required flowchart. This is just a simplified flowchart. Remember, the flowchart may not be the same. Somebody else may interchange where the symbols are. So here you start your program. You set your COM to 400, your width W to 1, total cost to 0. Then here from this point, you ask yourself, is width less or equal to 6? If no, displace the total cost. If yes, you ask for the length and breadth. Then the S or W is length times width. The cost is S or W times COM. Then the total cost is the total cost plus cost. Then you increment with 1 and the process continues until W is less or equal to 6. So this is the pseudocode. This is the pseudocode of the program. You can pause and check. Then we have question number 17, convert 12 over 32 to base 10. So this is how you go about it. You continuously multiply by 2 as you record the first value. Then you have convert this value to decimal. Remember, when it comes to these calculations, it is all about your practice. Practice make perfect. You can just pause the video and then perform the calculation. Then you can mark for yourself and see whether you have gotten it right. Then we have this question, describe the following database features: macro or macros, module, table. Now, when you talk about database features or objects, we usually have tables, queries, forms, reports, macros, and modules, among others. So here, a macro is a feature used to automate tasks, frequently performed tasks. For example, open query, run query, open form, open report, cross form. When we talk about a module, it is an inbuilt programming environment used to automate database operations. This is where you type your codes. Then you have table. It is just a structure that holds related records or a receptacle of columns and rows. Study the table A and table B here. Use it to answer questions that follow. So we have the field name, ID number, primary key. The PK here stands for primary key. We have last name, first name, address, and town. That is the in parent table A. Then we have the child table B. So the first table is the parent table. The second table is the child table or table B, which has ID number. Product ID is the primary key, but you can see the ID number here is repeated. For this case, it is called the foreign key. Then you have the unit cost, quantity, date of birth, and total. So identify the most appropriate data type for ID number, product name, and quantity. So for that case, you can see ID number should be short text because you may need to reduce the size, the field size. For example, you need it to be 8 characters. That's why I have put it as short text. Then we have product name. This is also short text or text, depending on the Microsoft Office you are using. Then we have the quantity is number. Given that the data type for total is calculated, remember in the new Microsoft Office, we have calculated as added data type, which was not previously there. So we have calculated data type. Write an expression to be entered in the expression builder to calculate the total. Remember, the total is unit cost times quantity. So basically in a query, we don't use equal sign, we use full colon. So you add total, full colon, you use the square bracket, not the normal brackets. Quantity, that is unit cost. Since there is space, you can just write unit cost. But if there is no space, Microsoft Access will automatically put for you the square bracket. Suggest how date of birth can be validated to accept date in 2025 only. So here you can have the answer given there, that is greater or equal to 01/01/2025 and less than or equal to 31st. That one will ensure. But somebody else may just come here and write between now the dates and the other date. So between this date and this date, instead of using these ones, we use the word between. That one will substitute this one. So instead of having this, you can just have this. Remember, Microsoft Accept will put for you the hashes. It's not like that way. You remove this hash. Microsoft Accept will put for you if need be. So that is another answer. Somebody may use this answer. And the second answer I have given is the professional way of doing it. Explain how a relation can be created between table A and table B. You're asking about a relationship. Remember here, this one we can have one-to-many. Since the ID number here, this guy can buy many products. That means one-to-many. So the relationship between table A and table B is one-to-many. And this is created by linking ID number in table A, which is the primary key, to table B, which is now the foreign key. Question number 19. Describe 3 components of a formula as used in a spreadsheet. So when you write a formula must start with an equal sign. A formula must have the operands and then the operator. The operator is the sign like plus, minus, division. The operands are like now in this case, the operand we have B1 and C2. So we usually have the equal sign, list of values or operands, and then the operator or the sign or the operation done. Is it addition, multiplication? Is it subtraction, etc.? Is it division? Explain why a spreadsheet is suitable for the following applications. We have, it has numerous statistical functions like mean, median, mode, and ranks, among others. It also has ability to represent base data in graphical format, which is easier to interpret. Like you can assign your work in graphs, pie charts, column charts, graphic, etc. Accounting. Since accounting requires arithmetic manipulations, it has functions and formulas to carry the arithmetic manipulations or operation. Support automatic recalculation. When you calculate the first operation in cell 1, you can just drag down. That is autofill. That makes your work easier. Spreadsheet have a ledger layout which forms the basis of accounting books. Yeah, that's very true. C. A Form 2 student was feeding data in Microsoft Excel worksheet. He keyed in half in cell and then the cell displayed 02 January after presenting the enter key. After pressing, the enter key, state the cause of the anomaly and how it can be corrected. So the number format in cell does not accept fraction. Change the number format in the cell to fraction. Then the next thing, you are supposed to copy this formula. C1, it is in absolute. Let's see, then D2 to H4. That one, you get that one as the answer. That one you can just do it in your Microsoft Excel work. The table below is an extract from a spreadsheet application used to capture remedial lessons a teacher covers per day in a school. use it to answer the question that follow. So we have A, B up to G, then we have 1 up to 8. So we have Monday to Friday, the rate is 300. Saturday rate is 500. Then you have the teachers, Monday, the number of lessons. So here you just need to multiply and add some. The school have a policy of paying for this service in 2 installments. Lesson taught from Monday to Friday and paid on Friday, while Saturdays are settled on Saturdays. Write a formula that will compute amount paid to a teacher on Friday. So on Friday, it is as given there, sum. You take the range multiplied by B1 in absolute. That means it does not change when copied to a new formula. Total amount paid per week, you can see how I have gone about it. So it is Saturday plus now the weekdays. Then we have question 20, our last question for this paper. What is Internet Service Provider, popularly known as ISP? It refers to a company that provides internet services. For example, in Kenya, usually we have fiber, Jabonet, Telecom, etc. Below is an email address, name the part labeled A, B, C, D. So the first part is the username. Part B is called the joining symbol, that is at. It is the correct answer here should be joining or separating symbol. Here, so we have the at, that is the joining symbol. The sign symbol. Joining, somebody else may say separating symbol. Then you have the domain. We can have something like Yahoo. We can have Gmail, Hotmail, Excite, etc. Then we have the top level domain, the last one, or extension. Some guys can call it extension. We have .co.ke, company Kenya. You can talk about .net, .org, .org, .net, etc. There are many. Give 3 ways which parents can protect their children from accessing inappropriate content from the internet. So number 1 is blocking the sites. Number 2 is doing guiding and counseling. Tell your children the evils of accessing or the repercussions of accessing inappropriate content. Controlling access remotely using Google platform. Like for example, for children, you can use YouTube for kids instead of YouTube, the normal YouTube. Describe 3 ways in which the use of internet make reporting of corruption easier. So you can capture guys doing corruption via CCTV or digital camera, through sharing of corruption videos through platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, and others. Internet platform help the public to report corruption cases with identity concealed. You can report corruption hiding your face using modern technology. Explain 3 problems associated with using email technology for communication. Why do you think email technology may have some drawbacks or disadvantages? Email technology facilitates transfer of malicious programs. This is very true. Some email programs do not filter, or they may allow you to upload some files which has malicious programs, which will again affect the guy who will access the email. Intrusion of privacy, since hackers tend to access other people's account without their permission. That is self-explanatory. Email technology is limited to internet connectivity. If you don't have internet, you may not read your inboxes or send files. So it is internet reliable. It depends on the internet. Describe the following internet features, or we can talk about email account parts. We have inbox, junk. When we talk about inbox, these are the incoming messages. This is a folder that contains incoming emails. Then we have junk. Junk, we can talk about trash in other email accounts or services. Junk is a location where unwanted or unsolicited messages are automatically filtered. You cannot talk about spam. You usually have spam. Guys, that is the end of our Form 3 revision on this session. So remember to subscribe, remember to like, share, and also comment on my videos.